Alright, we just ended the last video and Angie's still in channel mode. So where that left off is where we begin. But there's some things we want to explain to you guys because meditation needs to be a part of your lives. It doesn't have to be a formal type of meditation, it just has to be meditation. What it is requiring you to hold your energetic and your, like, hold your space amongst the external in order to be able to just watch the beginning of Angie's channeling saga. But are you ever sitting there and then your eyes kind of like, you're like looking out in the distance and you're not really thinking about anything, you're just like life. Like really, you're not even thinking about anything. Well, that is allowing you to, I don't know how to explain it. It's like partially an integration, partially an alignment, it's partially a lot of different things that happen. So if you notice yourself kind of staring off into space, just roll with it. And music, and if you just, you know, you're listening to music and you're just like having a vibe, roll with it. Because you're able to like tap into stuff without having to go to sleep. I'm not saying you don't need sleep, because you do. But that doesn't mean it wouldn't be, because you can't check in until you go to sleep. You know what I mean by check in, right? Like formally. You can channel, but there's always going to be like, you come back and really, really get the most up-to-date information. Hey, update me, I'm back. Here you go. Oh, they want me to tell you. Oh, this is cute. So there was this dream that Angie had. Maybe it's written, but I'm just gonna tell it. It's cute. So Angie had this dream with her guide, and why am I turning the music down on there? I mean, the volume down on there. And she got lucid during the dream scenario. And she looked at her guide in the dream and was like, hey, like basically broke script. And he was like, what the fuck? Like it really threw him off. It was so cool. Like we did that just to, you know, it was cute. She didn't know anything. She was just like, hey, what? I'm lucid all of a sudden, you know what I mean? But he was like, what the fuck? So anyways, went into the break room that we use, sat there, had a conversation, the two of them, and he was very happy about that because he was able to talk to human Angie like parallel, if that makes sense, you know what I mean, right? Same room within the density. He's like, okay, so they're sitting there and she's sitting across from him and he's like, yeah, I don't know, he had to process. He's like, I cannot believe this is happening. It's so cute. Normally he's just like, I know it's a dream, we have to record it and blah blah blah, blah. And then he knows when she's gonna get lucid and when she's not. So for her to get lucid as a surprise to him really, really threw him off. And he was just very happy about that. So yeah, if you do find that dream, Angie, you should reread it because there's something in there that will help you like understand things a little better from how things work on a higher level. Not so much down here, unfortunately, but that's why we're saying we're not going to read it. But yeah. What do we need to accomplish? We're gonna change vibe, song-wise. It's like you can change your music and then be able to tap into something different. Ooh. The song came out yesterday. But that's a vibe right there. Love it. What are we doing? We're gonna do some tarot on this app. The song is called Backstab by GFX. We like doing that. Dragging out the S's. Okay, what do we got here? What kind of reading are we trying to do? What are we given? Don't know. The way forward. Good. That sounds good. Here's a card spread called The Way Forward. First card out the gate, 7 of Cups. And it says, this is a way to look at the current situation. So the current situation is choose your own adventure. Okay? Next one. This is what is difficult for you in the current situation, and it's King of Wands. So here is the reversed keywords. Inauthenticity, moodiness, tyranny, impulsiveness, recklessness, explosiveness, poor leadership, lack of courage, unmotivated. Okay. Next. Ow. Where's the, okay. This is the advice for overcoming this challenge. Strategy, launching, progress, expansion, assistance. 3 of Wands. Next. Outcome. This is the likely future outcome. Intuition. 2 High Priestess. I almost said 2 of Major Arcana, which technically it is, but the song is this. Okay. Intuition, inner voice, subconscious, receptivity, and silence. Is that for Angie? She's like, God. Okay, well. The High Priestess represents our inner wisdom and intuition. She trusts the answers that come from within. She flows with her own personal rhythm and is deeply connected with the rhythms of the earth and the cosmos. When the High Priestess appears, it is an invitation to check in with your own wisdom, tune into your body, especially your belly, and use your heart, rather than using your mind to think of solutions. This card asks you to feel for the answers you seek. What does your heart tell you, Angie? Absolutely nothing. I just spoke on her behalf. Okay. Let's do the energy and advice. We want to do that? What else we got here? Dreams and goals. Abundance. Ooh. No. Let's do legacy. Nah. How about this? Begin today. We often find ourselves thinking, someday when I'm something, such as richer, thinner, less busy, living in a new place, I'll then start pursuing my dreams. The truth is, there's always going to be some excuse to delay pursuing your heart's desire. Why not drop the excuses and take the first step towards your dream now? This spread is going to help you do that. All right, let's do it. What do we have? What brings me joy that I'd like to do more often? And it's the Knight of Wands. Taking action, passion, energy, daring, spontaneity. Song is good. Why is that not in your playlist? Put it in this one. I guess we'll do that one for now. It's fine. Okay. Next. What can I eliminate or reduce in my life in order to simplify? I read it out of order. Hold on. What can I eliminate or reduce in order to simplify my life? 3 of Cups. Friends, ritual, celebration, belonging, abundance. Interesting. That's something you wouldn't normally think to eliminate or reduce in order to simplify your life, but it's apparently implying that friends ritual, celebration, belonging, and abundance are that which. All right, take action. What is one thing I can start doing now to get closer to my joy? 5 of Wands reversed. Internal struggle, irritability, avoiding conflict, giving in, giving up, recuperating, compromise, intimidation. I don't know which of those keywords apply, but I'm going to read this thing. The 5 of Wands reversed indicates a period of rest and recovery following times of conflict or chaos. You might be feeling a need to rejuvenate your spirit and soothe your emotions. This card can also indicate a tendency to avoid conflict or competition, perhaps by withholding your true thoughts or not pursuing your passions. While it is sensible to choose your battles wisely, holding back completely can hinder personal growth and potential success. Consider this period a chance to realign your strategies and regain your momentum, preparing to forge a unique path that honors your passions and ambitions. All right, do we want any more? Let's look. I don't know. What about mind, body, spirit? That's a good one. Let's try this. Okay.
Do you know that like really big paintbrush is?
Okay. Hey. This is for horses, apparently. Okay, mind. What does my mind need right now? Answer. Planning, potential, choice, yearning. The 2 of Wands is a card of potential planning and preparation. It suggests that you are at a point in your life where you're ready to make decisions that will move you forward. When this card appears, it is a time to consider the gifts and options that you have and how you could use them to grow in the most beneficial way. It is a time of careful planning before taking action. Trust in your own abilities and have faith that the universe is conspiring in your favor. Next one. Hold on, I screwed that up. Where is the, okay, body. What does my body need right now? Indecision, impartial, denial, boundaries, peace. Yeah, because the 2 of Swords is like boundaries. The 2 of Swords is a card of indecision, contemplation, and objectivity. It represents taking time to think, seeing both sides of a situation, and attempting to remain unemotional. It can appear to show the need for solitude and patience when making a decision or approaching a problem. It can also indicate the desire to ignore emotions that are troubling or disruptive. This card asks you whether you are ignoring your emotions because the situation requires a logical approach or because you are denying your heart's truth. All right, next. What does my spirit need right now? It is 2 of Pentacles. Adaptability, experimentation, multitask, change, and play. The 2 of Pentacles is a card of experimentation and adaptability. It often appears when multiple options are available or many roles must be balanced. Yeah, that's 7 of Cups. Choose your own adventure style. It may appear in the early stages of a new venture when different possibilities are present and there is uncertainty about the best approach. Rather than being overwhelmed and stressed out, we can see that the person on the card balances their responsibilities in a playful and easy way. This card is often a reminder to go with the flow and not become too attached to any one plan or way of doing anything. Yeah, go with the flow. So the spirit is saying go with the flow and don't plan anything and just be spontaneous. And, you know, you guys are done. Let's do a new reading. Let's do this one. Hold on, I want to see something really quick. Song's good. Let's edit. Yeah, hold on, you guys. Sorry. This is implying, I'm just speaking this generally, shut up, of somebody externally acting strong, internally, they're sad, and emotionally, which you'd think that last one was, but it says, let's just say it's Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles and Five of Cups. So, but on the outside, they're appearing like the Strength card. So if you're internally the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, but externally you look like the Strength card. Wow. What else you got? No. Wow. What is this one? Okay, but what's the reality? That's not you. Death card for transformation, transition, death and rebirth, ending and clearing for her emotions. What about this one? Conscious perspective, cooperation, synergy, foundation, planning, contribution. And then what about this one? What is this one? Leaving, letting go, dissatisfaction. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Let's type it in your dream thing. Basement. Essays. Maybe not. I think Angie's getting tired. I mean that in more way than one. Oh, there's a lot of... Okay. I was lighting sparklers with incense or something. I was thinking a lot. It must have been another life story. Either way, I can't remember the details right now. Kids in a basement playing a piano and then crawling out of the window or something. I don't know anymore. I woke up from having been drinking earlier and now I have heartburn. Just ate a banana hoping I can go back to sleep. That's some dream you had, Angie. Angie doesn't drink often. Let's start this dream here. Then I gave up on that and got distracted with looking at crystals on the floor, I think in the trash, and in a bag. And somehow Kim Kardashian was involved. I think things were changing in front of me, and that wasn't weird. It wouldn't be weird if you were cool to hear it, you know. Then I was in a place that felt like a casino, and I was lucidly looking at the people with great detail. Other people speaking foreign languages I couldn't understand, and I was thinking about everything a lot. I literally thought I was me, and I was there, because the density so strong. Then in another place that in hindsight feels very similar energy, sitting on a couch in a basement of a building that had a long fluorescent light hallway, and the other end was offices with cubicles. Dude,
you can have the rest of the coat.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.
Do you really need to wear your underwear on live TV? From a higher level, that's how rewarding it's funny. Okay. Okay. Long fluorescent light hallway, and the other end was offices with cubicles. I went outside at one point, walking around the city, people in the streets. There was a table set up with papers and a guy standing there selling something. No wind. I thought about how that was weird, that they didn't fly away. I thought about putting my flyers there. A guy was selling newspapers. I didn't want to interact with these guys. I had nothing to say. Went back in the house, was thinking about how I wanted to buy it because I liked living there. The location, but not the hallway. There were so many things I'm forgetting, even in earlier dreams. There was a bad part to my dream, involving my foster dad from when I was in middle school. No, elementary. Yeah, from 9 to 12. He was acting weird, gave the impression that they were getting divorced. Something about credit cards. I didn't want to share the space with him. Levi in the dream and I were close. Found out something was going on inappropriately. Hold up, I need to back this up. Found out an adult who was a male was doing something inappropriate with one of my children. I think it was a baby. It wasn't Callie. And I accused him and he admitted it. And I asked how many times. And he said 5. And I was furious. And I used a belt and was smacking him across the face. What a dream. He seemed sad about it, but like he couldn't help himself. And I was totally livid. Like, you effed her up for life and things like that. I hated that part of the dream. You don't say. This is cryptic as fuck, but also, what the fuck? Earlier, okay, just annoying, he was there. I wanted to be left alone. There was another room he was vacuuming in. There was dirt on the floor like from plants. He was using a red vacuum, like the kind you don't plug in. I was thinking I could move in there and it would be cheap, but would I be happy? At a different part, I told him, isn't there a hole upstairs? Can't you go up there? Then there were stairs, and I didn't remember them being there before, and he went and I felt better. How come this didn't come up with the stairs prompt? Wow, you guys, you really are hiding stuff until the right timing, huh? I remember being at a store that had discount clothes from Sears and was trying to find shoes for Callie, but she felt like a baby size, so maybe not Callie. Again, but the same baby as other dream. I think I was carrying her. I was lucid in that dream also, talking with others who were with me. I remember being a mom at a dinner table that felt like my old neighborhood house. 2 boys were acting rowdy and shooting, and I was saying to stop and face forward, so no one was facing me. And there was a weird contraption at the table I was looking at. Then I was shooting on a range doing rapid fire, but it was BZO distance. I had a jam and didn't get an alibi, and I was pissed. Alibi is not what you think. It's something when you're a Marine and you're shooting. But that could be symbolic alibi or cryptic, you know what I mean? There was a guy who was familiar to my left and a coach and the line guy. A coach is somebody who they will go around and make sure everybody's like good, you know what you're doing, everything good, yes. And a line guy. Okay, it was all going stupid. There were crystals in the jam thingy. Then things turned white like Star Wars. And there were big holes in the targets, and it was told to me then, or somehow reminded to me, that I am angelic. It says, I was told that once somebody realizes they want to be with me no matter what the cost, it'll be too late by then. Wow. When was this dream? Ten of 2016. How's this one? Most amazing dream, weird astral stuff, flying dreams that were creepy, teeth crumbling, bloody stuff in teeth like my eye experience. I don't remember that, but cool. Had to spit out. Was weird greenish blue clips. Teeth crumbling, I wasn't liking everything I was seeing during 2 vivid astrals. Couldn't get out a square radius. Yeah, sometimes you could be stuck in a grid. At a place where I saw people and I know, where I saw people I know, and asked if I was dead, and they were like, no. No, like an exclamation. Saw somebody from the Marines, and he said that he still cared about me. Others did too, like others told me this too. This happened twice. Outside, going on a trail in a nature park. In this one part in a church-like building. And then ended up going in a basement that felt like the energy of my childhood house and doing Tai Chi there. My guide was there, and this one lady was quizzing me, asking me things she thought I should know. And I was not giving in to her attitude. I wasn't really thinking about the fact that he was there until the teacher said, okay, it's time to go and come back later. I said I couldn't because I still have my kids. And he said, how old? And I said 3, and he said, no, that's too young. So I said okay, and left feeling relieved. I don't know. Once outside, it started raining right away, and I decided not to walk, but then it stopped right away. So I went with a girl who had an umbrella. She was someone I know, and was telling them my guide was there, and he likely thought Tai Chi was easy, but then was lost with the set. I was so happy that he was at least trying it. Then we went to a mall up ahead on the left, and was thinking, I wish that we could hang out again. I was in line at Starbucks, and he and a friend of his walk up to see me and are talking, and I'm with that friend, and then time to go in line, and some others were cutting, and I was like, no, we are next. And then him and his friend tried to go next, and I was like, oh no, they are cutting. And standing right next to my guide, and the cashier was Keith from Sedona. Who was he to me? Okay, got it. And he was like serious and like really and my guy was like, yes. I don't know, whatever. I was still playing and like, no, we are together. And I put my arm around his waist, and he pulled away and said no. He was recoiling. So then I started talking to him, asking him to talk to me, and he was like, no, I don't want to get you or me in trouble legally. And I was thinking, say I didn't know we were both going to be here. What? But he was saying something. And I thought, you have to get him to agree to talk to you. So I almost was like, and he was, I don't know, and he was protesting, and me saying, I need to go get the other one. Okay. This is like not making sense in the present moment. Anyways. Okay, so in the dream, I said to my guide as he was walking away, do you have dreams about me? And he said, yes, like past dreams, like Mesopotamia and other ancient ones. And he kept going, and I was like, what about future? And he said, yeah, I have future also. And I said, you know what the future ones mean, right? And he said, what? And I said, about the future. What do you think? And he said, yeah, I agree. And I said, really? You do? And he hesitated and said, yes. I said, wow. I said, yeah. His friend wasn't being mean. I skipped some. And his friend, yeah. And I didn't feel the energy of, yeah. The idea of it being a dream when I woke up was discouraging. Because of knowing it was my guide. Because in the dream, I guess I thought it was real or something. Yeah. I switched back to Angie. I'm gonna go play human and do stuff. I got shit to do, and it feels so good out here, though. I gotta add another log to the fire. I'm out.